He's like, I'm gonna prick you with my prick. It's like, oh, ew.
Yes.
I thought
That
it
was a
so-
really well done line. That was really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
What you're going to hear about today is nothing short of a miracle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pubstomp, a podcast about games, TV shows, movies, and pop culture in general. Every episode, we discuss topics that we find interesting. Come join our shenanigans.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Pubstomp Podcast. Today, we're gonna be talking about a movie that we changed our mind. Actually, we're gonna talk about something else, but we selected a better one.
Okay.
Paper Tigers. Yes. What's up, Maxie?
Hey.
What's up, Tyler?
Hey,
But before we get into the movie, we got some news to talk about. Maxie dropped a link this morning about something that was streaming live. What was streaming this morning, man?
So today, Netflix did a interactive reveal for
Air quotes.
for Army of the Dead. Basically, if you completed all the challenges, they would release the first 15 minutes of Army of the Dead.
Explain the
And
challenge, please.
The
Explain
challenge is
challenge.
consistent of spamming emojis in chat.
well, it sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Because it was stupid regardless.
It was
kinda
like,
cool.
but it was like solid 5 minutes of a guy digging with a shovel.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
skip.
It was like doing Dora the Explorer stuff. Like you're like, dig faster, Dora, dig you know, like it's basically what you were doing.
Swiping,
right.
swiping.
Yeah. Ah, shucks.
But you know, like even if you don't say anything, it'll still just keep playing. So
Yeah.
people were
Yeah.
participating though. I saw the chat.
would've-
It was people were just going ham on those emojis.
It was kind of cool. Like I'll give them credit where they had like the actors show up and do like these little bits that they were talking about and stuff, right? So it was cool. They had Zack Snyder show up to introduce it. He
Mhm,
showed up
that was
just
cool.
randomly too. So it's not bad. In theory, it was cool. Execution,
I think
Yeah.
it keeps the engagement up. I think people were waiting, were hyped. People were typing it. Like, hey, come on,
It's cool
people were
marketing.
typing it. Yeah, definitely.
It's really
Yeah.
cool
So,
marketing. I like it.
So-
It's pseudo interactive.
Yeah, so
I think it's just the hype too, because Army of the Dead it's like his first movie coming off of the Snyder Cut, right?
mhm.
So I saw the first 15 minutes.
Me too.
They were
Same.
stupid. I'm so
Me
excited.
three. Yes, it's very confusing, stupid. It doesn't make any sense, but I really want to watch it.
It's I mean I could have done. We're gonna spoil. Just go watch it. We're linking
I
it
mean,
in the
it's
show notes.
15
But
minutes.
it's already
It's out
written
there. It's out there.
I could have done with. I was eating, man. Like I could have done without the tearing out the jaw of the guy's face. It's like,
Yes.
no, why you do that?
I mean, that's self-inflicted on your end, because you know, like Army of the Dead. I wonder what they could do.
It's the first 15 minutes. I was like, give me something. But I guess
Nah.
I didn't know what I was getting into.
Did you
so.
watch Dawn of the Dead? I mean,
I did, but I totally. He did this. He did that one too.
yeah,
Okay,
the
cool,
remake, anyways, not the original.
nice. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So is
yeah.
this movie a zombie heist movie? A zombie bank
Yes.
robbery?
Yes, that is.
Does
what
anybody
genre-
else thinking that that's like the weirdest thing I've ever heard of?
It
But I'm
is.
interested.
I don't know.
I am interested.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I saw Without Remorse, and you know, can't be any
man.
worse.
I gotta watch something that I can watch with my kids, man. I can't watch any of these movies. They're too bloody.
You can watch today's movie with your kids.
Oh,
But-
I did actually watch it with them.
But anyways, speaking of things in Las Vegas and going crazy, how about them Suns?
How about them?
Oh,
Suns?
I don't know if
Tell us,
anybody's
Tyler.
excited, but I am. They're going to the playoffs for the first time since 2010.
Mhm,
Nice.
Second seed. What else is there to say? I'm stoked.
mhm, mhm.
Probably nobody else is, but I am.
Safe to
Hey.
say you're an Arizona fan.
Yeah,
I am. Yeah, it gets complicated, but yes.
it gets complicated.
I like the Packers because of where I was born, and I like the Suns because of where I live. Where I live. Wow.
Nice.
It's okay though, because it's two different sports.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I also
fine.
like the Bucks. But-
See, now you done messed it up.
Suns primary team for sure.
Yeah, here it's all about the 12. I don't know. You watch football, right? What is it? I
12
forget
man.
yeah. I didn't know what that was. I kept seeing it everywhere. It's a 12 t-shirt. I didn't know what it was.
What is
Somebody
that?
had to explain it to me. So maybe
It's
Tyler can
the
explain it. Yeah.
yeah. It's they count in all sports, but football especially. No, in all sports, the home team gets an advantage because the crowd pre and post COVID, the crowd is a huge asset because they're super loud. And I guess it is especially in football because they're trying to call plays and stuff like that, uh, and the crowd gets super loud. So Seattle's fans are historically like one of the loudest teams. So they named themselves the 12th player because there's 11 players on the
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
So they are the
Ah.
12th player because they create so much noise it makes it hard for the offensive team or defensive team to call play basically.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when you see it, when you come and visit again, if you go around anywhere, like here next to my neighborhood, there's a tree that has the
Mhm.
12 painted on it. Like,
Really?
it's not
That's
even like a
cool.
tree. It's half a tree. The tree is already chopped. And you'll see it
That's
on like
cool.
people's windows and stuff like that. So I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I saw it, I was like, what is that?
It's
And
a cool
somebody
way to
explained
get
it
the
to me.
fans involved. They measure it in
Yeah.
like decibels too. They put up like a
Oh,
decibel meter.
dang.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty
There's a
cool.
Guinness record for it and everything. Other teams
Dang.
try and take it. Seattle is usually the best.
Nice. Nice.
I probably seen it, but I
you
probably
probably have
just
seen
thought
it.
it was like the Pac-12 or something, because that would be Pac-12, right? That
I don't
area,
know, man.
Yeah,
Tyler.
I'm not so good at college sports. We're the Pac-12. I don't think they are. No, I think that's us. That's the ASU.
Well, no, but it's part
Well,
of the
and
12, right?
Oregon. So
Yeah.
maybe I don't know.
I don't
Don't
know.
quote me.
It's almost like we don't have the internet or something. You know? Like, I wonder
man,
what teams.
It's not good radio, man. If we Google stuff
Mm-hmm.
up, it's like not good radio.
Washington
Sorry,
is part of the
podcast.
Pac-12.
They
Gotcha.
are okay.
Cool. Yeah, but
There's a
I guess
lot
it
more in
wasn't
the
that.
Pac-12.
It's what Tyler said. So that's cool.
Yeah, that is really
There you
cool.
go.
I kind of like that. They
Yeah, it's
recognize
neat.
the fans.
Not every team has that
12th player.
sort of fan interaction.
It's kind of like hole 10 or something like that at the Phoenix Open. It's the only hole in the whole PGA that people can yell at.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Cool. Well, speaking of things from Seattle, Paper Tigers.
I had no idea it was
Oh.
in Seattle until you said that.
So I
Not a
mean,
clue.
I've been here for a while, so I was
Yeah.
like, hey, that looks like my backyard. I've seen that stuff. Is it in Seattle? Sure enough.
Mhm.
So I guess tradition, man. Round table. Did you like it? Yes or no? I'll go first this time. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and I think it deserves the rating that it got on Rotten Tomatoes because it was well done. It was funny. All right. It had some martial arts, and it had people that are dads like me. All right.
Close to the heart.
Close to the heart.
What was
And
the
I
Rotten
was
Tomatoes?
100.
100? Holy
100.
shit.
Man.
No
Yeah.
way.
I don't know, man. I'm just making stuff up. But it was
It is.
something.
Audience score 89.
Oh,
we
Tomato
go, man.
meter, whatever
Huh?
the tomato meter is, 100%.
Oh, yeah. There we go. See?
yeah, that's pretty
It
good.
was because it was
It
like
is.
I don't know. Look, you guys go next. All right, that's my take. Tyler, go ahead, man. Tyler.
Oh, I agree. Well deserved. We've been shitting on a lot of movies, and this was a refreshing movie. I liked it. I didn't have any expectations. I think the movie had like a tiny budget, and it was awesome. There's a couple things I want to ask questions about, but I really liked it.
Yeah,
Maxie.
tight.
Yeah, we were discussing this earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I guess for Mex,
That
it's like,
makes
would you
sense
watch it
coming from
again?
him.
Would you watch
Yeah.
it again? If you want to watch it again, I think you should probably
Yeah.
watch this movie. Yeah.
I'm not mad that I watched it. I wouldn't go out of my way to say I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
It was a good movie, but it was all right.
It's all right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. I am a little upset about that, but whatever. It's fine. Everybody has different tastes.
Yeah.
Different opinions.
For me, it's like how do you factor in the hype? You know, because hype can ruin the movie.
Yeah, hype can ruin. That's
If
why I
it's-
didn't want to say anything about it. It's like,
Yeah.
I like this movie, but if I say I like it, and you guys watch it, you're gonna be like, well, I thought it was gonna be better because you say you liked it.
I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score before I watched it, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm not saying like, oh, like this is wrong. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't deserve it. It's just, it was entertaining. I don't personally, I don't hate it.
I
don't
don't.
love it.
Yeah.
I don't
I
love
don't
it
know how
either.
the. Oh, you don't love it either. Okay.
But I'll say I liked it. How about that?
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
Eh, no, that's
There we
fair.
go. That's fair. Look,
I know-
That's
I
an
don't wanna-
acceptable answer.
I don't want to shit on it because I don't think it deserves to be shit on. I'll take that back. It does deserve it a little bit, but not enough to be like, oh, like without remorse, you know?
Yeah. There's a reason
Yeah.
that episode is 1 hour long.
Yeah.
But anyway,
was
cool.
good.
All right, well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, I guess traditional Mexi, give us the plot. I mean, it's pretty quick. It should be quick, right? Because like it's an
Yeah.
action, funny, this comedy movie. So yeah,
You know, beginning of the movie, you know, you get those training montages when they're little kids, you know, then you get into when they're like teenagers and they're kicking everybody's butt and be like, hey, what up? And then, you know, we're the best around. And then, you know, transition over to something happens where they get transferred to go to Japan or something. And then it's fast forward to present day, or I guess present 2 years ago. I don't know, but whatever.
yeah,
You find out that the main character Danny, you know, is a terrible person, kind of. You find out about his kids. You find out that their Sifu dies. Sifu is like their master, and then they go to the funeral. You see that there's a falling out between the members of the Paper Tigers, or the Tigers, sorry. That's what they call themselves. And then the movie just kind of devolves into a story of, you know, finding out who killed the master and then them kind of rekindling their friendship. That's pretty much, you know,
yeah.
they make
and
it
they
to the end. Yeah.
find the bad guy and then avenge death. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
There's not much
so-
to explain in the middle of the movie.
Exactly. There's no like
It was
there's nothing like tricky about it. It's pretty straight line.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yep.
it's yes. So I thought I guess one comment that Mexi said like at the beginning of the movie, it's like back in the day you could let kids hang out with an old guy in the garage, no problem. But now it's like kids get taken that way, right?
Yeah.
And like I guess like it reminded me too because Mexi and I practiced martial arts together, and we did it at a church,
Really?
and it was pretty
Yeah.
grunge too, man. It wasn't
Yeah.
like when you do karate, you go
Was
like
it
a
kung fu?
proper like it was kung fu.
Yeah.
It was wushu kung fu,
It's,
yeah,
it's gung fu.
kung fu. Yeah.
I
I
learned
asked-
that in this movie.
So I
had
asked
no
my
idea.
wife why, because he was like,
Is that
"Oh,
accurate?
because-"
Yeah.
yeah. My wife was, I was like, they're like, please tell me. My wife's Chinese, so she knows exactly. There are a few things that I'll cover that were not accurate, but
All right.
that was accurate. That's how you say it properly. But anyway,
Okay.
so it reminded me of that. Like we trained at a church, and these guys were training on some guy's garage. We didn't get a tattoo
On
or,
paint
like, whatever.
cans.
a
A
brand.
brand.
Yeah,
Brand.
but it was but it was pretty like
The
how would you-
camaraderie was very similar.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty like I don't know.
Accurate.
Yeah, I would say it was fine. Like they would make us. The seafood was pretty strict,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't like. Yeah, it felt similar. Like I was like, hi, I could relate with these kids.
It
Like, I
was-
know what that was like.
It was the priest that taught us, by the way.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
a priest.
the
man.
priest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
And you were training in a spare like at the what was
Sometimes.
it overflow room or
On the
outside?
altar,
Sometimes.
No.
Sometimes we were outside.
swinging crosses at each other and stuff. Cross
No,
nunchucks.
Tyler. That's disrespectful. Come on, Tyler.
We can't
Jesus
do
wouldn't
it.
like that.
Jesus. yeah. So
Sometimes there was the overflow room. Sometimes it was outside, wherever
Outside,
there was
yeah.
space.
yeah,
basically.
So it was pretty much like improvised. I would say like
Yeah, it was very similar too. Like, because the guy would do these things for free, right? That was his big thing. Like, you don't
Yeah.
charge for anything. So it was interesting seeing the parallels because it's like, oh, you know, our Sifu used to do it for free too because he just wanted kids to do it, right? So it's kinda,
Yeah, that's cool.
he was better be here than on the streets doing like that's our Zifu was like very straightforward, man. It wasn't like a traditional priest. It was like this guy would like
just a cool
if
guy.
you were screwing around, like he would call you on your shit, man. He wouldn't
Yeah.
be like Yeah, so
He'd be like, "Stop being a fucking dumbass." Like he would literally say that. It's like,
it's like, aren't you? Are like, oh, I asked, like, are you allowed to curse? Like, there's nothing wrong with cursing. It's like, it's okay, whatever. But anyway,
I
so
got
That's
JC
really cool.
on my side, motherfucker.
oh man. So that's where everything starts, and I guess one trivia drop right here where my wife caught it. So when they were in the scene where they're getting they're graduating and they're making Danny, the main character, they're making him the Sifu is like, you're now gonna be, they call him Daisai Hing or something like that.
Yeah.
Which means like it's like calling somebody like they're like, if you're a senior in high school, like it's like your elder. Like the other guys are not called Daisai Hing. They call him Daisai Hing, right? Because they call him, he's like our senpai or something like that. Yeah, superior, right? But she said that word is in Cantonese, but they gave the name Ahing, the other guy, like they gave that name Hing, and they call it Daisai Hing. So it's super confusing because you don't know exactly what the hell they're talking about when they refer to that guy. So Danny 8 Hands is Daisai Hing, but the other guy is called Hing. So I was like, what the fuck? So that's confusing. And the Sifu, I forget the name they use. I have it written down here. It's called Shigong. So she's like, that's in Cantonese, that's in Mandarin, but they're speaking Sifu in Cantonese, so I don't know why they mix those two up.
They mix up the dialects.
Yeah, so I don't, like, she was like, why did they do this? It's more confusing. But saying Shigong is the Sifu. So saying it in Cantonese is much harder. So anyway, there you go. Trivia drop for you guys. I tried to tell her to explain it to me, like, I'll record you. She's like, nah, I don't want to do it. Whatever. So you get my interpretation, which is equally, it's confusing. But anyway,
It's okay, man. The main character is Filipino, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I asked,
Is he really?
Yeah, he is. Man. Oh, you thought he was Chinese? No, we looked it up. It was like, yeah, it's fine, man. It's fine.
That's fine.
The only one that's Chinese is Ahing, which I don't know why they kept his name like that, and everybody else got like a normal name, like Danny and Jim. And then like Ahing. It's like, dude, it's
Jim gets a shaft, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Jim's character is a little weak.
I was gonna say that too, but we'll get to there too.
So so they're kids, and they beat everybody up, like Maxi was saying. They're so good. They go to dojos, and they don't. I mean, I thought it was rude that they were wearing shoes inside of other people's what is it called? Like dojos, which is not nice. You take off your shoes, but whatever.
I think that's
not
point,
nice.
Though.
They were being like BM,
disrespectful, because they were literally showing up to just kick ass.
Yeah. So that, I guess that's my first thing. But you're right. It gives them the badass vibe.
Those green
I thought the whole first training montage was really cool on like the VHS tapes.
Yeah,
it looked really classic, kind of like what was that movie? Cloverfield, almost.
Sorry.
Well, like almost filmed through like a camera, you know.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Wait, which movie?
Cloverfield.
Oh, yeah. That movie was good. I loved it. Anyway, yeah.
But they used different filming styles, and in the beginning it was like kind of more classic, and then they moved it forward, more modern to the end. When they used at the very end, they used his phone, you know, to film him and his. It was cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
You can see
it's
the
a nice
progression
touch.
of time.
Yeah.
So I guess there's some fallout that happens in between, right? And then the last thing you see when they're kids is Danny gets accepted to some Japanese contest, and then from there it cuts to present time. Yeah, present time, where now everybody's a grown up. They're not friends anymore, and Danny is a father, and he's a bad father. He's just showing up late to pick up his kid. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to discuss there. He's just a bad guy. I mean, I don't say bad guy. It's just, he just works a lot.
Like that.
I feel like he was, I don't know, unfair to call him a bad dad. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a pretty bad dad. He admitted it at the end.
Yeah, not great. But his wife also wasn't very forgiving. though.
No.
I don't know what their
So
what
mean.
their past was about. I don't have all the context, but
Yeah,
she was mean, man.
She's mean, but probably he deserved it, man. All right.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
probably. Like
So they
he
were
showed
going
up
to Magic
late.
Land.
He said
And they-
magic, which
Oh yeah, that was
Magic
pretty
Land-
messed up.
Magic Land is code for Disneyland. Is that right?
Nah, bro. Is there a Magic Land in Seattle or what?
Yeah,
don't think
what's
so.
the
I
closest
don't
thing in
think-
Seattle? Yeah.
Yeah.
But this, yeah, there's no Magic Land here because I was like, that sounds like Disneyland, okay? Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
Splash Mountain or whatever they called it. Is that? Is they
That's
call something else? like,
Disneyland. That's Disneyland.
yeah, they call it like Water Mountain or something. It's like
Yeah.
it sounds like Disneyland, but you guys can't use the name because you guys are not allowed to.
We get it. We get it.
But he didn't do it. But I guess, and it quickly goes to like the seafood dying, or no, sorry, Ahing dying, Ahing showing up in Danny's life to tell him that the seafood had died.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and so Ahing is another trivia dropped here. Ahing's the actor Ron, his brother is the Sifu in real life. Just so you guys know.
Oh really?
Ah.
Yeah.
Look at you doing your
Yeah, yeah.
research.
No. This is all
You're
my wife.
carrying
I
us.
did not know this. Like she was like, "Hey,
Oh,
did you know that?"
credit.
It's like, "Oh snap, they look the same." uh, so that's
Wait, she
another-
caught it because they look the same?
I mean, she knows them. She knows them.
Wow.
So she's seen the actors before.
That's
She watches a lot of Chinese cinema and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha. All right.
she was like, "Oh, did you know they're
Impressive. I'm
siblings?"
impressed.
Yeah, Sifu is the older brother, and Ron or Ahing is the youngest brother. So
Okay.
that's why when they're both bald, you guys like, oh yeah, they kind of look the same because they're both bald. I don't know, I can't tell. I don't know.
I feel that.
I'm
being a
just
little
making,
racist to say.
Yeah.
well, I mean, they don't look the same. They don't look similar. So
I
But
mean,
anyway.
to me, they weren't in the movie long enough for me to notice. So
yeah, because
I would've never noticed.
the Sifu wasn't there much. Yeah, that's the other trivia drops. Man, I don't know. We can
Okay.
should we skip over to the fights because that's really things I care about, like the fight at the pool. Like, or do
yeah, I
you
mean, like the
just-
whole story was pretty straightforward, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, they meet up again. They figure out that they're all past their prime or not good enough to be fighters. This is kind of like meh. Like it's a. I don't think they ever become fighters again, right?
No, yeah.
Not, not really. Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Yeah,
the fights are cool.
because I guess they start fighting because there's some kids that disrespect. They just go to the
They
funeral.
just start fighting before they even argue about anything.
Yeah,
They just show up and fight because it's the thing to do.
it's a thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first fight that they do is the one at the pool, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
full
and-
with
Yeah.
the fake disciples.
The fake disciples. Yeah, they're trying to, trying to be the
new
Sifu's
tigers.
disciples. Yeah, the new tigers. Oh, the other thing. Sorry, before I said that, it's called the movie's called Paper Tigers. And I asked my wife if that meant anything, and she didn't. She was like, I don't think it means anything. It's just the name of the movie. And the next day, she was like, oh snap, it's in Mandarin. So it's a play on word in Mandarin. And it's funny because Tyler called it Paper Cats, but it's a play on word that means like tigers that don't have claws or something like that. I think I might be butchering it, but it's like tigers that are not dangerous,
Non-threats.
basically non-threats.
Yeah.
Exactly. So something like that. So it's a play on words in Mandarin.
That's what I figured.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was trying to figure out in Cantonese because that's all they speak in the movie, but it's a play on word in Mandarin, so that's what the title is for. So they're just
Oh.
That's
it's just kittens basically. So
that's an interesting choice, right? To go Cantonese over Mandarin, right? 'Cause-
it's probably because Sifu is easier. I think that's what she was saying. The Sifu is more commonly known, and that's it's a Cantonese word. Sorry.
yeah, that makes sense.
So
I was
anyway,
curious
back
about that because, like, if you did kung fu, but you all spoke a different language, you would say it differently, right? Like,
Right.
Sifu's the one that everyone knows.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's
Yeah, so if you say like the word in, I don't
stating the
remember
obvious,
word.
I guess. But
Yeah, the word for Sifu in Mandarin is a lot different, and I can't say it. Maybe I'll convince her to record it,
Yeah.
and then we can put it here. But she's hard no. She's like pass.
Can I-
for the uncultured among us, I'll speak for us. It made it make sense for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
I knew what they were talking about when they said seafood.
Yeah, exactly.
So first fight.
First fight, pool pool scene. So
Mhm.
they get back, they're gonna fight without fighting for years.
Mhm.
And I guess Danny is the first guy. He's Danny. They call him. Is that when they call him Danny 8 Hands?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
no, they call
yeah.
him Danny Hand since a kid. The first time they call him that
Oh.
is in the video when he fights Carter for the first time.
Oh yeah, we forgot about Carter.
Carter No Hands versus Danny
Oh,
Eight
yeah.
Hands. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Do they
this whole
really
time
call
that-
him Danny Carter No Hands? I didn't hear
Yeah.
that. I missed that one. That's funny.
Yeah, because he always loses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this whole time they've been bullying Carter because they challenge him, and they beat his ass every single
Mhm.
time, which is pretty mean. But whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Bullies, man. They were bullies back
they're
then.
bullies. They're bullies. So I guess they're old now, and they're fighting these young kids. So Danny get his ass handed to, but I guess he still kind of has it, but it's kind of delayed.
hmm
Not much to say about that fight. I think I mean,
Most of the fights were kind of meh. Like,
yeah.
whoever they're fighting, amazing. They're doing really
Yeah.
good choreography. You're like watching these guys, like, oh damn, like that's
Oh,
pretty
dang.
good. Like these guys are good. And then they
Yeah.
show up and they're like, gotta stretch. Dude, gotta do a little Pilates first.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, because it looks like they know what they should be doing, but their bodies can't keep up. And
Right.
yeah, so that's what we're seeing. Because when Danny gets knocked out and Ah-Hing does the what is it called, like healing touch in
Five-finger
his
death
back,
punch.
yeah, to
Uh,
fix to bring him back to life. He's like, oh crap, like he's like his reflexes come back. He's like, oh, it's too late, man. Like you already got knocked down.
yeah.
Like, just sit down, buddy. That'll give him a concussion, right? Like getting his head on the ground like that. Oof.
He would be dead, man.
He'd be
When
dead.
he does that, I was like, ooh,
Oh.
he dead. He ain't watching.
Yeah.
This is not gonna be a dream sequence at the end of this movie.
But I
So-
thought the first fight set the tone pretty well though, because they made them all weak,
Yeah.
but they made them weak in different ways. Like Danny was just kind of all around weak. The other guy was very injured. What was his name?
Ah-Hing.
Hing.
Hing.
Okay, Hing was injured, so that's why he's not so great. And then Jim kind of like forgot his kung fu. That was kind of his thing. So I thought the
Yeah.
first fight they set that up pretty well.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way to
I
put it.
thought-
Because Hing was pretty good. I think his moves were pretty good. He knew what to do, but it just his leg was.
It was just
injured,
his
so
leg, and then he
Every
like
time he moved.
yeah, him and Jim they're like anger. They had like anger problems, and they just got scrappy. I guess.
Yeah. I
In his
love
hair.
the. Yeah, I love the part where his
Yeah.
hair gets messed up, and he's like, "Hey, you already won it." He's just like freaking pulling his
Beat him
shirt
up.
under him.
Yeah.
It's like just, "Hey, man, that's
He's
a
like-
foul."
He's like honor.
Yeah.
Nah, man,
But-
they touched his hair. They have no zero honor anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was disappointed with Jim. I think they should have given him more, because this
Yeah.
guy owned a gym, right? Jim owned the gym. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But they didn't.
That was my
He sh-
issue. He was useless. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
Right.
he should have been. He
They
should have
made-
been able to fight.
Yeah, they made him weaker than it seemed like he should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so-
It's the
Like
only
when
one
you're
that-
fighting, when you're
Sorry.
a professional fighter, you start to like learn the different fighting styles, right?
Mhm.
So the whole forgot his kung fu thing is whatever. But yeah, it just seemed like he should have been able to fight. I don't know. They should have gave
Yeah.
him the leg problem.
Right.
feel like-
to give him
Yeah.
to give him a handicap, but yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
but
why
I don't know.
It was like he was the
Interesting choice.
best, like the strongest fighter, and then he just becomes the worst fighter. Like he had the least use in the movie, because at least the other guy could do the magic pricking finger thingies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that was the other thing. He was like, when they were talking about that, they were like, Jim asks Hang,
Yeah.
what is my thing? And he's like, you get to eat the
You get the,
the
best,
best
chicken
chicken wing? And then
Yeah.
that was like, I was like, okay, but
I
at
was
some
like,
point in the
no.
movie, I thought he would figure out his thing, and I don't think he ever did he?
He's a motivational speaker.
He's kind of like the coach figure. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh,
I did.
that's
Was
all
he?
he had.
I thought
Yeah,
he
I
was a motivational speaker.
Not
but
because he
whatever.
wasn't at the end, man. He got his ass. Hing was the motivation, because he got his ass kicked at the end. You know, because the little kid.
Yeah.
Oh, we're jumping around too much. But when the little
Maybe.
kid
oh.
is like explaining what happened to school, and he's like, "What if they beat up my friend and make fun of him?" And then as this is happening, Hing ain't having a good time, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then that's it's the parallel of the young and the old, like
Gotcha.
cool.
Yeah, the kid knows the true values of friendship, whereas the dad is. Yeah, because
Forgotten.
Danny kind of like he was trying to avoid fighting. Basically, that's his whole thing.
Right, and then he
Shame.
avoided
Yeah.
everybody because he even talked like when Hing and they were having their conversations, like you guys never looked for me, like you guys had your own beef, but you guys never looked out for me either. So like, what does that say, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
they had a fallout, I guess. And now
Everybody.
that we're talking about the characters, right? So the big drama here is that and we're spoiling this whole thing. So if you want to stop here and go watch it, please do. But anyway, Danny Eight Hands goes to this tournament without the Sifu's blessing, and that was what started everything, right? So.
Mhm.
And he
And
reveals
Jim
that
goes
at
with
the
him
end.
as his
Yeah,
second.
Jim goes with him, and then he decides not to fight at the tournament. Like Danny decides not to fight, and then leaves Jim hanging. So that's kind of weird. I
It
don't know
was
why
weird.
they didn't. Yeah, they didn't explain why that happened.
There's a lot of
but-
stuff they
No,
didn't
they-
explain. And
They
I
did
was like,
explain it. See,
Did
this,
they?
this is
Ah.
why.
Okay, all right, all
This
right.
is
This is
why
why
I hate
you're
movies
here.
more than you.
All right. Mexi, what's up? Give
When
us
he's
a-
explaining, so when at one point Jim asks Danny like, what did they mean that you punched him or whatever? And
yeah,
it's basically because he didn't have the blessing, he got in a fight with him and then he went to China.
Yes.
It was like his shame, right? Like he was,
Yes.
because the whole point of them going over there and the teacher was always like, if you're fighting for no reason, then you're not doing kung fu, you're just fighting. So
Yeah.
it was like eating away at his conscience, right? Like, why am I here if I'm not supposed to be doing this?
So was that it? Just guilt? That's it? Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
just
I
guilt.
mean, I got that, but I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be something deeper. But I guess it wasn't. So
I mean,
I
it's
guess
a $1
that's
million
pretty
movie, man. Not Titanic.
no, it's fine. I just, yeah.
It's just guilt.
So
That's
Yeah.
all
it's
it
guilt.
is.
Guilt.
It's
Yeah.
fine. A lot of the
It's
plot
fine.
points were very subtle. That was all. Some of it I liked. I liked that they didn't explain certain things, but other things I wish they would have explained more,
Mhm.
or
Okay.
would have been stronger reasons, I guess.
So that's the drama. Like so Danny didn't fight in the tournament because the conscience was eating him inside.
hmm
That Jim was like, "What the f, bro?" And then they're not friends anymore. So
Left them stranded in China, in Japan.
Japan.
And, I mean, it could be
I mean,
worse, to be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. But I don't know. So I guess the story then continues on to trying to find the guy that killed their Sifu.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of red herrings. But I guess at some point, like, what was it called? Carter comes into play, and now he's a badass. He's his own school.
Sifu, man. He's the
He's a
Sifu now.
Sifu, yeah. So I love this character, man. He was so funny.
He was funny. Yeah.
It was funny.
He was the funniest one.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, man. Mexi, what's your problem, man?
I mean, this is gonna sound like a bad criticism, but the entire
That's fine.
time I'm like, this is Karate Kid. I mean, and I think that's what they were going for, because like, it's kind of very similar. They have like the white guy who's the bad, very similar
Yeah.
to Cobra Kai. It's just like,
Yeah.
Wait, is Cobra Kai the bad guy?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually,
Yeah,
it's
he-
funny that you mentioned that because one of the guys involved with Cobra Kai, the show, is involved in this movie too. So maybe.
Look at
it's
you
right.
dropping
I
knowledge.
mean,
Holy
I could drop
Same.
another like bomb here.
Oh
You know,
yeah, drop.
Danny is the main character in this movie, but the main character in Karate Kid is Daniel-san. So I
Oh!
mean,
So so close, maybe. Yeah.
It's just it just seemed cheesy to me. That's all.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I thought. I mean, yes, you're right. And like they were feeding him like all the Chinese he was speaking. And my wife was like, "It's all broken," but I guess it's fine. I guess you
I think
can
that was the
understand it.
point.
That actually
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were like, and these guys don't speak Chinese. So because in the movie, Carter is
That's
speaking
funny.
Chinese to them, and they're like, "You bro, like please say it in English. We don't speak Chinese."
Yeah.
That was funny, by the way.
yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching the bloopers of this movie, and he was like, "How do you say that again? I don't know anything about tea. What the hell?" So I thought it's just funny. The character is funny. I know you don't like him because what? Karate Kid? Is that why you don't like him? I don't know.
I don't know. It's not that I don't like him. It's just like that whole thing was like a parallel of Karate Kid to me.
Oh, I see.
It
It's
is.
kind of like
It is.
it just seemed unoriginal. That's all.
Okay. Hey,
Definitely.
yeah, and that's
They did a
fine.
good job of making him awkwardly funny though. Like
Yeah,
you're like-
because he's
the
definitely
whole time you like want to hate him, but also you like feel bad for him. It's just
And then
awkward.
I mean,
It's
he
good
gets
laughs.
Sorry, I think the comedy's really good. Like they do that
Yeah.
really well. Because like every time they're doing something comedic, you're like it's over the top for like it's like really you're doing that and it's funny, but it, you know,
Yeah, the movie didn't take itself seriously. You know.
yeah,
right. Exactly. Yeah. Because and at the end he gets redemption, right? He fights the tigers, and he's like super cocky about it. He's like, all you have to do, one of you guys has to beat me, and of course, I mean, these guys haven't been practicing kung fu, and this guy, he's a Sifu now, so
Yeah.
he beat their
They made
ass.
fun of him for juicing.
I know.
That
It's
was
like-
funny.
And then he was like, "Hey man, it's not fair. All that baby oil's making you slippery. You're cheating." It's like,
Yeah.
I think they improvise
good.
some of the stuff too because it's so funny. But
Yeah.
like, at least mine is natural.
Yeah.
Or when he's talking about Ahing gets to use a weapon. He's like, "I'm gonna prick you with my prick." It's like, oh, ew.
Yes.
I thought
That
it
was a
so-
really well done line. That was really good.
yeah. So that's funny. I love that scene, the fight in the dojo or whatever it's called. But he's and then I don't know if it's like Carter Sifu or his elder. He's like, "Stop messing with them, leave him alone." And now he's like, "Okay, fine."
Yeah, it was a seafood.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that he got redemption because all these years from getting bullied, like finally he gets to like, turn it around, you know. And like that's not cool.
Yeah.
Sit down, but
He's like a case study on bullied kids, you know.
yeah,
He like overcorrects
overcorrects
as he grows older. Yeah.
he becomes the bully himself. So Carter's role in this movie, was it just comedic relief or what was like? Because he didn't really help them in any way, right?
Nah,
He made
I
their
think-
jobs more difficult, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
He's like, go over here. Oh, just kidding. Go over there.
didn't really add
It's
anything.
done. Carter didn't add anything. He was funny. Made his hard. I think the only reason he was there is to like get back at them. Be like, hey, you're not as good as you are now. Be nice to people. Otherwise, when you grow up, bad things happen to you. But the bad guy, the main bad guy, right? That's like they find out who that is a guy who was, I guess, was the Sifu's
Secret apprentice, man.
yeah, secret apprentice. He also had the mark that Danny had, but he went rogue, right? And I don't know why. I mean, that was a little dramatic. They made him kill the Sifu. Did they explain why they made him why he killed him? Because he didn't want to. He wanted to do it for.
I think
If Mexi
it's 'cause
comes
he
up
was-
with some explanation for this one, I'll be
Yeah.
shocked.
Mexi's the explanation.
From my
for this.
understanding is because he's a hitman, right? And the Sifu was all about honor, right?
Yeah,
So the dude was
he's
using kung fu to kill people.
Yeah,
With,
right.
With poison.
that makes sense. That's pretty
fingers or
much
whatever they called it.
Poison fingers.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So the Sifu was like, "Oh no, bro, you can't do that." He was like, "Shut up, old man." Boom. And then
By the way,
That's
that was a really loose like. I think that's what's going on.
Right.
here.
That's
No,
kind of
makes
what that's kind of what I
Yeah.
thought too. But that was one of the plot points where I was like, it's pretty weak, but
Yeah.
we'll forgive it. It's fine.
We'll
Doesn't
forgive it.
matter.
Yeah, but it's fine. It needed to happen. Like something dramatic needed to happen for this
Yeah.
thing to kick off, right? So that was a dramatic thing. So I mean, this guy is like ripped, right? Like this guy is like stronger than everybody, and he has the poison touch. So I
Yeah, he
guess
Lift the
Yeah.
motorcycle and everybody's like,
Yeah.
"What the?"
yeah, it's like, oh, it's like 300 pounds. He won't be able to lift it, and then he just lifts it with one hand. It's like no problem. What's up, guys?
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, that's the bad guy. There's nothing to talk about him except that he's freaking strong, and then they're not, and he knows the poison touch, and they don't, because they
Well,
that-
I think
go.
King knows the poison touch, right?
no, he didn't teach him.
No.
To. Like that's what he was saying. Like they
He
only
knew the
taught
healing stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the healing
Mhm.
stuff.
Which was really cool,
So-
by the way. I wish I could do that. Sometimes I got a thing in my back.
thing in my back. It's like my wrists are hurting from all that RSI. Fuck. It's just like go like healing touch on my hand. Yeah. But yeah, so I think he says in the movie at some point that when he used to hang out with the Sifu and all they do was healing for the like elders and stuff, but
Yeah.
never taught him the poison touch. But I don't know why he taught this other guy the poison touch. Whatever, maybe he learned it somewhere else. But that's the bad guy. They don't explain much about the bad guy, right? He's just a hitman. Kills people.
I didn't even really know his name. Did you?
Nope.
I don't know. No, it's the IMDb
Bad
say.
guy.
Bad guy. IMDb says.
I honestly don't even know what the character name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they said his name.
I'm sure they did, and just don't care.
Fu? I don't know. The bad guy. You can't confuse him. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
There's
Fair
only
enough.
one.
He doesn't need a name. It's fine.
He doesn't
it's better
need a
that he
name.
doesn't have one. He's an enigma.
Yeah. So I guess that quickly goes to like they're trying to fight the bad guy. Danny gets a phone call. Bad guy's like, "See you guys at 10." And then from the, like I don't know, like Danny doesn't want to fight him. He's like, "Oh no, he'll leave and it's fine." But Akin's like honor, and he goes on his own, and of course
I wouldn't want to fight him either. He can kill you.
Yeah,
like, just curling his fingers a certain way and just
I
then he
know.
can kill you. I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, so Akin goes to meet him for some reason. It's like for honor and
His honor, man.
He was the
Dude,
most devoted one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It didn't go well for him, right? So then is
He
that
got his
when
ass kicked.
Yeah, is that when you say Jim is the motivational speaker there at the end? Because I
Well, no, like he gets his ass kicked, but at the same time, while that's happening, Danny's talking to his son, and his son is explaining what's happening, right? Like,
oh yeah.
you know, what if they're beating up my friend? What if they call him names? Like, am I just supposed to let it happen? And then, that's what ends up like convincing. Like he doesn't fully convince him because then he goes and drops off the kid or whatever. But then when he sees his friend that got beat up and they're driving away, he calls the kid and he's all like, curl your fingers in, and if there's light, it's not strong enough. And then
I thought that was cool. I mean,
that was a cool one. But more like the motivational is when they're up there and he's all like, we're gonna fight, and if you die, you die. And he's like, if we die, and like, okay,
Yeah, I guess because one of the things that they were talking about earlier is that Danny it's kind of like a superpower, kind of like that they gave him.
Yeah.
Because they were like, he's not better than everybody else, but somehow he can feel them before they move, and that's how he can beat them up sooner. So that was a little bit weird, but it's fine.
I thought the effect was cool in the fights.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought slow things down.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's how he ends up winning, right? Like he can like just breathe, like, and then do some like channeling of his inner chakra or whatever the hell it's called, and then he can feel the muscles tensing before
his chi.
His chi, yeah, there we go. Keep exactly. Yeah, look, man, I don't know, just chi, yeah.
You can see the future.
He can see the future. So that's
like One Piece, man.
Yeah, like Tyler said, I thought the effect was cool. It was like pretty sweet. Like I liked seeing that.
They slowly gave him a little more each fight.
Yeah, the more he got beat up, the more it's like the more
like
more strong. He got stronger. Like Cole, Cole. I don't know, man. Fight Cole against what's his name, Danny. I think Danny still wins.
I mean, he can see the future.
Yeah, that's true. So that last fight, it was fine, except that the other guy was way stronger, right? Like realistically speaking, like that guy was you guys
right.
It's a classic movie, right? Like you have to beat the stronger opponent,
right?
Yeah.
By the way, the last fight is the reason why I say Jim is the coach, because that's when he like really takes on like the coach role.
Yeah.
I got these pills. They're performance.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was funny. He was like, what do they do? They're sugar pills, man. I'm just kidding. Just they help us. Oh, man. It helped him for a little bit. I thought that was so Jim was the I didn't connect the dots until you guys said it, but he is the coach because he doesn't fight very much, even though he's the most well suited for fighting.
Yeah, he's like the most jacked of all of them.
Yeah, so
My favorite part of that last scene is like between rounds where like he's like coaching him, like, you're gonna beat his ass, da 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 da, and like they both turn and he's like doing something cartoonish, like breaking bricks or doing like the
Oh,
finger
yeah,
pushes. It was like something out of a cartoon to me. I was just
Yeah.
like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
so ridiculous that it's funny.
Yeah.
Yep. All the the intros to the fights were super cheesy. They're like doing some
Yeah.
like going Carter did the same thing in the earlier fights where he's like doing like tiger.
Tiger.
And then he
Oh,
did
yeah.
like blowfish or something. He made like a
Yeah.
fish mouth.
I know those are not real, but whatever. Yeah, Carter is hilarious. That guy needed to be in this movie. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and yeah, man, I think
digress.
that's. I know it sounds like we didn't do it justice, but I think this movie is worth watching because, like, yes, it's like Karate Kid, but now with like Asian characters. And another trivia drop here: they were gonna pick a white guy to be the main character. And the director turned it down, be like, nah, bro, we don't want to whitewash this film. We want to get some, like, I think Nicolas Cage was the one or something. Like, I don't know, maybe Bruce
Really?
Willis.
Oh man,
Oh,
they should've done
man.
it. I would have watched the shit out of that.
Yeah, no, but yeah, dude, I think it was either Bruce Willis or Nicolas Cage. I don't remember.
Oh my god!
Oh,
what do you
man.
think? I'm
They
mad
were
now.
because they were gonna give him $4 million for this movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they were like, "Nah, bro, we want to be stay true." Because they got some flack too from the Asian community, be like, "Hey, why are you doing a like martial arts movie?" Because it's also stereotypical. But the directors are like, "Look, man, there's nothing wrong. We watched this stuff growing up too, so it's not like
Yeah.
yes, it's stereotypical, but we actually do like this stuff." So
Yeah.
but instead, they didn't go with the white actor, which was Karate Kid was, right? That's what we were saying. Karate Kid, they picked a white dude to be the main character, and then the sensei or whatever was a Japanese guy, but he wasn't the main character. He was like a teacher. So
Mr.
Anyway,
Miyagi, man.
Mr.
You give
Miyagi.
Mr.
Mr.
Miyagi
Miyagi.
the respect he deserves, okay?
did he do anything else besides that movie?
Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah.
dude, he was in a
Well,
bunch of movies.
He was in a bunch of movies.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I didn't watch any. Okay, maybe that's all I watched with him in it. Wax
But no,
on,
man.
wax off.
There's a movie on Amazon about his life. Like,
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, dude, he was in a lot of stuff.
But in American movies or like Japanese movies?
I think in American movies.
American movies, okay.
Let's see. Pat Morita was in 175 credits. That means he was in 175 movies or TV shows.
Okay, cool. That's
He's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
He wasn't by the time we were born, he wasn't a huge actor, right? Because he was already older. So he wasn't.
Oh, so he had a lot
he
of
was
stuff
past
done.
his prime. Yeah, he was past his prime at that point.
Cool. Well, yeah, man. Well, this movie, this movie was an indie movie, right? So that's why. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch it because I saw the trailer. I was like, I want to watch this. We were gonna watch another movie called Super Me, and if you guys want us to still talk about that movie, just let us know and we'll talk about it. But it was just weird, right? That's all I gotta say. It's weird.
Please don't make me talk about that one.
So instead, we chose this one. And I think it's a better choice.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we can't shit on it is a good sign, right?
yeah, exactly. Normally, that's what we do. We talk trash. I think it's worth watching. It's like $6 to rent, and it's expensive. I understand, but it's an indie movie. Right?
But it's an indie movie, and it's proof you don't need a lot of money to make a movie. I mean, $1 million is still a lot of money, but still.
I know, right? And
it's 20 times better than movies that cost 20 times as much.
Right. So, but if you buy it, it's only like $15. So it's like, just buy it, man. Support some local. I guess local for me, but not for everybody else.
It was worth watching, guys.
It's worth watching. Worth watching. Just go watch
worth watching.
It's good.
Don't have to watch it again. Just watch it once if you want, and then make your own decision after that.
Just think Nicolas Cage could have been in this movie, but he wasn't. All right, they turned down $4 million to make this movie. Could you imagine turning down $4 million? It's just insane.
Can't even imagine turning down $10.
$10. Oh man. Well, anyway, I don't know, man. I think the verdict is out. Watch this movie. We recommended. Mexi said watch it once. I said watch it more than once. Tyler loves
You
this
make
movie too.
you think for yourself. You know, I don't know.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess with that, we got nothing else to say. We're out. Peace.
See ya.
Later.
Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, please give us a star, heart, or leave us a review. You can follow us on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube at Pubstomp Podcast. That's PUBSTOMPOD cast. For more episodes, go to anchor.fm/Pubstomp. Music provided by 99 Lives. Credits are in the episode description.